Okay, so this is the file that was sent. It's a scan of a car bumper, and we'll just go through and show the technique for flattening. The first thing we want to do is go in here and we're going to create a new layer, and I'm just going to call it dupe border, and I'm going to make the color red, and I'll make that the active layer, and I'll go in and type in the command dupe border. And I'll select this and hit enter, and you can see now the layer is set at red, and I've got all of my faces, or the borders, duped. What I'm going to do now, and the reason I'm doing this is because I'm going to end up tracing these pattern pieces on the flat pattern. So the next thing I would want to do is I go in and I want to use the command fill mesh hole, not holes but singular hole, and I'm going to go in and I'm going to select. It's a little bit tricky, so I got to zoom in, select these curves, and I'll go through and select all these, and we're going to fill them in. I'm just going to rotate this. Of course, I have to type in the command again, fill mesh hole, and I'll rotate it around again. Oops. Fill mesh hole. And there we go. So I have all those filled. The next command I'm going to use is weld vertices. So weld vertices. I'm going to select a complete part. So I'll go through, I'm going to start this, and it's going to go through and adaptively remesh that. This says I have a high mesh count, which is fine. You just hit OK here. And then I'm going to validate the mesh. That says the mesh is valid. So the next thing I would do is go into my tools, go to my flattener, flatten the piece, hit enter, and as you can see, let's move this over here, but we have a whole set of flipped triangles. So I'm just going to go through and I'm going to use my automatic triangle vertex fixing tool, and then I'm going to go in and I'm going to trace the objects onto the flat patterns. So select this, select that, rotate, and it's traced everything onto my 2D flat pattern. And the next thing I would do is basically I'll just spring this, spring the piece, and I'll take a second to connect, but it'll go through. It'll take a couple of minutes to go through, a minute. It's actually going pretty quickly, so just let it run. So the next thing I'd want to do is now that's flat, I can basically shade it, and you can see, I'm just going to turn off the model, turn off all the stuff, and then I'll just rotate. So as you can see on the flat pattern, we've transferred all these markings onto the flat. And what I'm going to do now is I'll just export this. So export that, and I'll open it. And go to my DXF and open it in inches, and there's the view of it, top view. I'll just rotate so I can take a look at it. Oops. So as you can see, we have our grain line, which I'm going to turn off because we don't actually need the grain line. So I had the cut line. So the grain line, turn that off. Control E, and I'll just zoom in. So you can see it's pretty much everything you need is there. I'll send you the file too. But the trace is on there, the flat pattern's there, everything you need. If you have any questions, give me a call. Thanks.